Welcome to Technology Integration Plan. We're going to start with a quick quote from Michael Fullan, a renowned researcher and instructional designer. Learning is the driver, technology is the accelerator. And as we work through the plan, we're going to make sure that we always keep that in our forefront of our mind. To do that, we're going to use a couple of planning processes and tools to keep our focus on the learning. The first one is the turnaround pedagogy concept. We're going to pair that with the RAT process. With a few more details, we're going to turn all of this into the turnaround technology, integration, pedagogy, and planning model, the TIP model. So TTIPP. The turnaround pedagogy module looks at the concepts that the learner's instructional needs and interests inform and personalize instruction. This concept transforms learning from a disengaged to a re-engaged, resulting hopefully in higher achievement. So the other one, the RAT, that was part of this model also, is a replacement, amplification, and transformation matrix. This is helps instructors recognize precisely how technology adds to the teaching and learning. First level is replacement. This would be simply like taking whether I'm taking a paper and pencil multiple choice test, or if I take one online and I take the same test with multiple choice online. The next option in that is amplification. An example of amplification could be a flashcard tool like Quizlet. Quizlet allows you to make the same flashcards that you've made for years with index cards and you flip them over. But now in Quizlet, I can now amplify in two ways. I can, one, add video, sound, music, and images to illustrate the concepts more. I can also be more productive because I can take one list and create about 10 different other activities out of that same list, such as spelling lists, quizzes. I can also turn it into some gamification activities that are in there. So the next level of RAT takes it even further, transformation. This is where we would not be able to do the activity if it weren't for the technology provided. Things like this are simulations, online investigations, very interactive, that have adaptive learning technologies in them. So that's the RAT. So we put those two things together, we add some more details, and we get the TIP model. So we're going to go through now a full checklist of the TIP model. So for TIP, we're going to have our first part where we're going to talk about the problem of practice, which our MTSS team has targeted the problem of practice to be the analysis of nonfiction text and concept vocabulary. We have about 23% of our students who are lacking in those skills and need an intervention that are at the tier 2 or tier 3 level of MTSS. We looked at what technologies we have. We have Chromebooks, we have online access, and everybody has presentation tools, and everybody's pretty comfortable with these. So then we have some instructional strategies that we have to decide upon. We decided to go both, objectivist and constructivist, because our concept vocabulary brought us into that objectivist side with the Quizlets, but our nonfiction analysis of text brought us more into the constructivist side where we're high interest level reading, and then both of those bring into that 21st century technology skills. So we quickly move down to part 2 of this phase where we're at the integration framework. So we're actually going to design it now, right? So here we have to first start with our learning objectives. We use the SLOW template provided by the Pennsylvania Department of Education, and our MTSS team decided that this would be our SLOW for this first integration project. We would look at, demonstrate, and analyze the use of nonfiction text to cite textual evidence, and also to integrate quantitative and technical information expressed in words and text, and then to present that information visually. The objectives that we have for this look like these three, very, very similar to what we have listed in our SLO, both textual evidence, vocabulary, domain-specific words, and then expressing the information in a visually appealing way. As we move on to actually putting this environment together, right, we have these two tools. Newsela and Quizlet provide a combination of tools allowing learners to seek meaning across a range of media, such as text, video, images, sound, everything. And then we also have the ability to create a learning experience that is designed that is self-paced and individualized, also with a multidisciplinary approach to science with content as real-life connections to environmental issues. Another layer of our environment for this lesson is universal design for learning. It's important for us to make sure that our intervention has equity and access for all. So our Newsela nonfiction text is able to read, learners can read the same article, and we can adjust the lexile level of exactly the same article so that readers on all levels can read the same content and not feel left out or they had a different assignment. We also made sure that all of the technologies were compliant with ADA, or the American with Disabilities Act. So get back to pedagogy, right? We have three areas of pedagogy. We have the TPACK model, which talks about our technology knowledge, our content knowledge, and our pedagogical knowledge, our cognitive skills, right? We need to find that sweet spot in the middle when we're designing our plan. So we looked at literacy strategies that come before, during, and after reading. To do that, we did the reading strategies for vocabulary, bringing in our Quizlet and concept vocabulary. Then we used our reading strategies during, bringing in the independent reading section and strategies with that. And then the post-reading strategies where the learners will analyze what they've read and share it with a visual graphic presentation product. So in phase 3, because we haven't gotten here yet, we're forward thinking here that our MTSS team will look at how this experience has grown our learners, and perhaps these learners that have had this intervention can move down to tier 2 or maybe even tier 1. And also how that technology where did it fall out on the rat, and to really look at it after we've used it. And next you have step 8, the final parts here, where we're going to look at revisions. So we're going to look at how should this be revised, and how could we then move this to another content area or another SLO student learning objective for the future. And then lastly, of course, we want to share these lessons and revisions and outcomes with other peer teachers within the school, but we also just want to share it with the larger public in the open education resources area, and get some feedback from everyone. But really quick, that's our project for our integration. Here's our short list of resources as we references as we put this together. I hope you enjoyed our quick presentation. Have a great day.